Hi, we are Johanna and Nora, and we would like to introduce the One Coffee with MCM to you.
In this new format, we will be interviewing people working at the Marketing Center, going from professors to research assistants, asking them your questions about life, university, and much more in their favorite cafe.
We are very pleased that our first guest of One Coffee with MCM is Professor Hennig-Thurau.
Hi and welcome to a new series, One Coffee with MCM. Today I would like to introduce our very first guest and our boss, Professor Thorsten Hennig-Thurau. Thank you so much for your time and patience testing out this new format with us.
Let's see what will come out of it.
Well, a while ago we asked you guys about things you have always wanted to know about our professor, and hopefully today you will get your answers. Why did you decide to come here today?
Actually,
Yeah.
this is a great place to show off Münster. So that's the idea. Yeah.
Yeah. Also talking about your appreciation about very strategic implementation of marketing, is there anything or anyone that has inspired your passion and drive?
Yeah, for me it was actually, this is not an advertisement for Amazon, but it's very much like that. Really, when I became a professor, I always basically praised the power of customer centricity, and but everybody was skeptic because the accounting side, the cost side, that was important. And then Amazon started to basically become this radical customer-centric company. And what happened then is they grew like hockey stick style, and then people started to believe and actually accept this notion that with radical customer centricity you can really grow.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's a very nice point of view. Is there anything in general, like a skill that you think is very crucial for our marketing students here to develop?
If there would be only one skill, so then it would be probably one semester or one course would be enough, but that's not enough. I think marketing really requires a portfolio of different skills. I believe that at the core of things is to understand that marketing is not just a campaign that is flashy and that is wild, and but it's actually the values. So you really, when you step into a company, a retailer, when you call a hotline or something like that, and you get this idea, people care.
Now changing to a bit of a different topic, I mean, we got your questions, guys, and one of them I really liked. What's a common misconception about being a professor that you would love to debunk here for us today?
Oh yeah, so it's like we usually we teach just a number of hours each week. So the people wonder, it's like, what are you doing for the rest of the week? And even so, are you on vacation the whole time and all that? And you know, teaching is, for university professors, teaching is just one major part of the job requirement. We are scholars, so we are scientists, and that's the core of the job. So most of the time we're actually running our experiments, we're running analyses, complicated statistical stuff, and that takes a lot of time. So when you think Excel and then think Excel in a extreme way, that's us. And that, you know that takes time.
Yes, obviously.
And so that's what we do. And so that, I don't know if that is an appropriate myth that is debunked, but I think it's important for people to understand that.
Yeah, sure, it really is. For me as a student, when I started business administration, for me it was really like intransparent. Coming to uni, it was very, I mean, all those professors and lectures and everything
what
was...
do they do?
Yes, and it was very interesting to really understand like the deeper perspective of it and see behind the curtain, and I hope you guys can do that here as well with our special guest. in a lecture, was there ever anything funny or unusual that happened? Anything that's stuck to mind?
Do you mean just a single occasion?
Mm-hmm.
It's usually like the embarrassment I have. So
oh, really?
Yes, it's like when because my lectures they're not scripted. Of course I have this, like the slides, and I have a narrative I want to get across. Mm-hmm. But it's always, it's impromptu, it's made at that moment.
Yeah.
And you very often say things where you wonder afterwards, should I have said that?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's basically probably what sticks. And I don't want to give away a particular thing of whatever self-shame.
No, we don't want that here.
No. I think people want that. No, but honestly, I think that's part of what students need to understand.
Yes.
It's life, so it's not like a recorded thing. And I believe, phrasing things in a kind of suboptimal way, phrasing things that are just life in that moment and imperfect. That is something also that every student can take home and say, hey, my professor, he made a mistake today.
Yeah.
So that's something, I believe that can be a very important lesson actually.
Yes, it is.
Much more than, oh, my professor is perfect. Mm-hmm. So that's something, nobody is going to be perfect, neither the professors nor the students. You see the dove actually joined the conversation. Have you seen that? Cool.
Maybe he thought it was interesting as well.
It was interesting, yes.
No, for me as a student, I can really understand and appreciate it, because for me personally, I think authenticity makes the content more approachable as well and easier to learn for us.
If I could add that, so
sure.
I wonder, why are we doing this lecturing? Mm-hmm. So because today there is all these huge digital shelf, which are where you get everything. So you get like the libraries are so extensive and all that. And I believe it's very much about the motivation. It's very much about the stimulation of students. So making things interesting. And personally, I know interest can be a door opener for so many things.
Yes.
It can make you curious and make you dive into things which you before that might have thought would be boring, like marketing.
Yeah, that's a very, very nice thought. I hope you can all hold on to that. You just talked about it briefly before, but we're all wondering, what does it actually take to prepare a lecture? Who is involved? When does it start? I mean, it's a huge topic, of course, but maybe if you could give us a few insights, that would be very helpful.
Oh, that's a good one. Actually, so it's a lecture it depends on whether it's a new one, so the one you teach for the first time, or one which you have taught before and which you basically update.
Yeah.
So for the events that have happened since the last time. For me, it all starts just months before the lecture.
Whoa,
where
really?
Where we do a first recap and where we basically say, okay, does the structure still hold that we have taught last time? Do we have to make fundamental changes, or is it more about like refinements?
Yeah.
So, and when you arrive at it's refinement, so you put it basically back and you pull it then out just weeks before, or maybe at one month before, and then you go through each lecture. And for me, it's like, so you do this, you change this, you update the content and all that. And then there is the week before I go through everything, and then there's the day. So like tomorrow is 4 hours of brand management, for example. Yeah. And so the first half of the day, that's me spending the same amount of time and going through all the slides. That's for me the key secret, because if I don't know what's on the next slide, and I assume you have already set in lectures where you wonder, the professor is as surprised by the content as we are.
It might have happened.
So it might have happened, and I don't want that.
Yeah,
so
sure.
I really want to. I have to tell you that for 4 hours sessions, that's quite a challenge, because then you basically run out of cognitive energy, and then it comes like, okay, so what was the next one? And you basically get confused. diffuse.
Yeah, I couldn't even imagine talking for 4 hours straight and not just talking, teaching. So I think that's very impressive.
As you notice, I love talking. So it's like so the main for me, talking 4 hours is it's a physical challenge because you dry out. So it's good that you have enough water and stuff like that. But that's not the issue. But it's so the issue is really the physical part.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Talking about you preparing all the stuff, is there any teaser that you could give us? Any scientific research you're doing at the moment that we can expect in a year or so?
Yeah, I would love that.
Awesome.
So for me, it's really like when in 2021 the metaverse came along, it was for me like a life changer as a person, as an individual, but also as a scholar. And I was really surprised by the powers that were unleashed by these headsets. And so now we're running a lot of experiments, some involving students. Yeah. I've heard you have participated in that.
Yes.
Some of you also have. So, and this is going to continue. So we believe in the more enormous power of spatial digital worlds or virtual worlds. And we're going to find out why this is something that we expected to basically grow exponentially, but it didn't. And so we try to find out what are the hurdles, what are the barriers for adoption. Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Thank you.
Hey, maybe let me add one thing.
Of course, please.
But it's also very important that at a university, everything we do is a team effort. So at this point, it's never the professor who does stuff. It's always like the professor and the postdoc, and so the postdoctoral student who already has graduated with the doctoral thesis, and then we have a doctoral student or one or two. And so it's a team effort, and there are different roles, the thinking, the creative part, the analyses, the designing experiment, collecting the data, running the analyses, writing the stuff. Then you get terrible reviews where everybody said you have no clue, and then you change things, you run another analysis, and all that. So it's a team effort. It's never me. So it's always us.
Yeah. I mean, we as students only see like a tiny bit of everything you and your team do. So that's very interesting, maybe to put it all into perspective. Thank you for that.